paid $1,800 on it, my man.
How tall is it?
It probably wouldn't be 4 foot tall, but it'll meet the whole trailer will be full.
Okay, sounds good. And could you do 2 on it?
2. Could you meet me in the middle at 19, buddy?
Hey Corey, this is Michael with Freight Chasers. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm calling about your load going from Clarksville, Tennessee to Wharton, Texas. Pickup tomorrow. Is it still available?
Yeah, I think it is. Let me see. The one going to Texas or New Jersey, I'm sorry?
No, it's Wharton, Texas.
Yeah, okay. Out of Lewisburg?
No,
Out of Clarksville.
Clarksville, Tennessee. Correct.
Alright, so that one's going to be AC units. The weight on that is 10,264 pounds. It's a first come, first serve at the pickup tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
And then delivery will be on Monday morning at 8 a.m. in Wharton.
Okay, how many AC units is it?
Let's see, 20, 2 pieces.
Okay, 2 pieces, and they're probably about...
Pieces, but it's still 18 feet, something inches a piece. So we need 40 feet.
Yeah, that's fine. I have a 40-foot hot shot,
40
so...
foot trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's the height on there?
So the height kind of varies each time they get there, just depending on how they can stack them up. But
Are they skidded?
let me see. Let me see. I have to ask on that.
Okay.
Does that make a difference for you?
No, not at all. I'm just out of curiosity what I need to do, what I need to have. That's all. So could we do 24 on it?
No, that's me too high. My rate on it's 13.
13. Okay. You can't move that up to 18 by any chance?
No, I've got some 1,500 offers I have kind of held back on. I might have to accept, but those are my lowest offers. I've got 1,500.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
All right, thank you. You too.
Bye. So basically what I just did was that load literally went, it was going from Clarksville, Tennessee, all the way to Warren, Texas, 830 something miles. I start out automatically trying to at least say $3 a mile. And obviously he said that was too high. So I just did 800 times 3, which is 24. And then I just said, so 2,400. So really it was a little bit less than $3 a mile. But it's still right in the general range. If they can work with you and you can kind of get it, within that range, then I'll start to go down from there in the negotiating process. But if they don't want to work with you at all and they're trying to lowball you like he just did, then I'm not going to accept that load at all. I'm going to just try to keep it pushing. He was going even below $2 a mile. He said 13, which was so-called competitive for him. And $2 a mile alone is probably about $1,700. And that's just $2 a mile. So, and we're not trying to run for that with these type of fuel prices. So I just, cancel the load. Even though it takes me to a good spot, it gets me in Texas. But you got to think about it's Friday right now. We're going into the weekend. You're going to have to idle your truck. Well, you may have to idle your truck depending on the temperature. You may not. And if you do have to idle it during the day on your 34-hour reset, that's fuel that you're wasting. Probably at least about $30 that you're wasting on fuel for sitting there. So that was a no-go load for me. I'm not trying to be too strict, but I'm also not trying to be stupid either. So that's how I negotiate a load. And if it doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out like this one did. I'm not trying to put myself in a position where, fuel is crazy. And already my deadhead was about 3 hours. So I was definitely looking for more of the $3 a mile range and for deadhead in that amount. So anyway, that's just one that just didn't work out. So now we can try to find one, hopefully that will work out. And another thing, you also got to be patient during these times. You can't just jump at everything you see just because you got the call and you were able to pick up. You know, as he said, there's multiple guys bidding on this stuff. Clearly, these hotshot guys were trying to lowball it, or he just said that, you know, just to say it, try to get me lower on my price. Because sometimes these brokers, they don't even have anybody on the other line calling about the load, and they'll say, oh, we got a competitive rate on the other line just so you can, you know, drop your price. So that may or may not be true. I don't know. But in my mind, in my experience for doing this for about a year now, a little over a year, I'm like, that's 9 times out of 10 the case. They're really just trying to lowball you. Because at the end of the day, if they got such a low price, under $2 a mile right now, they would have accepted that load from that other, you know, hotshot person. And then they would have kept it pushing. They wouldn't be trying to get even lesser load. Because under $2 a mile is already a steal going from Tennessee to Texas. Like, I mean, that's just absurd. All right, and another thing, you also want to ask like exactly what your commodity is, and the commodity, for those who don't know, is the item that you're getting on your trailer. You want to ask a lot of questions about it. You know, you want to ask how long it is, how tall it is, if it's skidded, not skidded. I mean, it's skidded, for if you don't know, it's when it's like kind of in a pallet or in some sort of wooden box. That way, you know, if you're using straps or if you potentially have to chain something. That particular load was an AC unit. But if it wasn't skidded, that means I would have to use chains. If it was skidded, I could use straps over the actual skid, which would be the AC unit enclosed around some wooden frame. All right, so check this out. This is what I see when I get ready to look for loads while I'm over the road. I go into my trucking apps. I click the first one. Excuse my nails. I actually just was working on my truck outside, so they're a little dirty. But yeah, so this is what I see. You know, I type in, let me go back. So you can start a new search. I use the DAT load board. It's the red icon one. Start a new search, and when you start a new search, click the new search. You ask where you want to go. Well, it asks you where you want to go or come from, and this is where we're currently located, out of Chattanooga. It asks you the deadhead miles that you want to do. You have the option to choose 50, 150. You know, that's about 3-hour deadhead. If you start with 200 and below, it's about a 3-hour deadhead. Anything that the options are going to pop up on. So then destination, if you want to go anywhere, like I'm trying to do, because it's my first time leaving, so I don't really care where I go, as long as it's in a good spot that's going to propel me to get to another good spot on Monday. So you leave it blank when you want to go anywhere. Truck type, make sure you have flatbed, hot shot in as the filters. You can click this icon right here, and it'll show you the other options. And then it also has the trailer type that you have. I got a 40-foot. I got my weight set at 17,000 pounds, even though now I'm going to put less stress on the truck now that I've got it back. So I'm probably going to drop down to 15,000 and below, but I'm going to leave it at 17 now just to see the options. Is it a full load or is it a partial load? I just go for both. And then start date, we're changing that to the 26th. And the end date automatically updates to the 26th as well. And then you start your search. So we've already got that search in, so we're not going to actually run that one. It's the same thing up here. So I'm going to click it. Uh-oh, I do not want to send email alerts. So I'm going to uncheck that box. I can't stand that. But you can do email alerts if you have your dings on, because it'll actually tell you when there's a new load available for your parameters that you have put in. So here's the load board. So there's 28 loads available right now. Could pick up the 26th, which is tomorrow. It is early in the morning. As you see, it's 10 o'clock. I wish I would have started at 8, because I feel like after 8 o'clock and right after 12 is when like kind of some of the better stuff happens. But there's time, you know, like I said, you want to be patient. 28 loads on the board. Usually there's a lot more coming out of Tennessee. So I don't really know why is this load. But what I can do is, this is not something I'm interested in, but I'm gonna just give you an example. Once you click a load that you kind of see is interested, they show you the rate, they show you the miles. Like right now they're showing under $2 a mile, because that's 826 miles is the trip. Offering $1,400, $2 a mile is like $1,650 to minimum to go at. But now with these fuel prices, you don't even want to run at $2 a mile. I'm just giving that as an example. You got to also calculate your deadhead coming from Chattanooga, and that shows you in this parentheses up here. It says 102. That's 102 miles from the location that you put in. So once that's done and you got it, you know, that's just a general view of what everything looks like. So then you kind of can see a little bit more parameters on everything that's the load is about. So the length is 21 feet, is 13,000 pounds. This is the company, their MC number. What I do is sometimes a little hard, but I have to go. we have our factoring company with OTR, and what you have to do is type in their MC number if you don't memorize the actual company, and see if they are even if your factoring company will even approve them. So you have to, over time, you kind of remember who's approved and who's not approved, and then you can just go from there. But it's kind of a process you have to do in the meantime. But there's a contact info. You can automatically call by clicking this button, or if it's something you're interested in and want to go back to, you can click add to work list. You can put interested, booked, or canceled, and it'll show you in your work list, which is right over here. So these have been my work list in the past, stuff I've booked. You know, they don't show prices on it because 9 times out of 10, I'd usually go negotiate a lot of stuff. Like this is like a little bit over $2 a mile. It wasn't great, but oh well. And then a lot of times, even though I booked it, and it was not necessarily booked for this price, I probably negotiated it higher. But I keep this for my records just in case somebody sends you your Raycon is for lower than what you actually discussed, or lower than, or the settings like I showed you here. Like this is 32 feet, 9,200 pounds. If you get to the load and it's like 15,000, or let's say 12,000 pounds, and you weigh it and you got it on your trailer, you can ask for more money because the weight that was originally on the original settings was set at 9,200 pounds. And that's something you can negotiate in the future because your Raycon didn't, 9 times out of 10, this is what the Raycon says, and your Raycon didn't show a correlation between, you know, the weight that is on paper and the weight that's on paper and the weight that the load actually is. But you just do that, you know, when you get out on the road. But it's always good to save these. That's why I'm showing you, because once you click interested or booked, it automatically saves into your work list, and then you're able to go back and reference them in case anything goes left. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my work list, and I'll just go back to my search. And you can have multiple searches. Say, for instance, I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee right now. That's where we're coming out of. And then we book a load going to Texas. You can start a new search, have it coming out of Texas, and then look for something else. And it'll be the second search while you still have this work list right here. I mean, this setting right here. Sorry, the camera's messed up. But that big setting right there, that'll just populate down the screen. But I just try to keep this stuff as clean as possible. I don't like a lot of clutter. But anyway, that's how the load board kind of looks, and it's set up on your phone, on the mobile device. And that's how it works for us. So anyway, hopefully this helps you guys.
It's going to be empty at tomorrow.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. All right, it needs to pick up at 2 p.m. in Blairsville.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that works.
It delivers on the 29th between 8 and 10.
Is that a Monday?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and what's the commodity?
Yeah. It's a load of steel mezzanines, 8,100 pounds, strap and go, all legal, no tarping, 40-foot flat hot shot.
Okay.
And I'll have a rate of, got a rate of 1,800 on it, my man.
How tall is it?
It probably wouldn't be we're foot tall, but it'll meet the whole trailer will be full.
Okay, sounds good. And could you do 2 on it?
2. Could you meet me in the middle at 19, buddy?
No, I'm kind of trying to be at 2 because the miles is showing about 719, which normally is probably about 150 extra miles on it.
I can do 1950, my man.
Yeah, I'll take it for 1950.
1950.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get off the board that way everybody will put count.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, and what did you say your name was?
Michael, I'll be the driver as well.
Michael, driver and dispatcher. Okay. What's your phone number? 1485. Okay. And let me write down your MC right here about this, and I'll see if we're set up in a system. You know, if we're
yeah, we should be. We worked with you all before.
Okay, right. Good deal, good deal. Let me see. chasers.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Yeah, we're set up, man. And I got Michael, and I've got.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, then, man. Hey, buddy, let me get this over to you. Let me get this built up, and I'll send it to you. 1950.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you, sir.
Keep me updated, okay?
Will do. Sounds great.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye. Now that is how you book a load, people. I know you caught the tail end because I accidentally did not press record until after the fact. But I've been trying to get you guys, pretty much video footage of a whole load booked. So we actually booked this one going from Blairs, Georgia to Wallaceville, Texas. Actually, let me try to turn on the video screen for you guys real quick. All right. So this load is actually going from Blairsville, Georgia to Wallaceville, Texas. My deadhead is 107 miles, as you can see in the top of the screen right next to the location. They offer at 1,800 to go 719 miles. That's pretty decent, considering the market and the race right now. It has no tarp. The load is low, and on top of that, it has it's actually low weight. So I was like, cool, I can work with the price on that. Given that it has the airplane by the 719 miles that you see, it's normally about 100 extra miles you have to travel in that general area. So I always just go ahead and say that's about 819 miles, double that up or triple that up and just see what, the math takes me on, the rate. So I automatically gave him 2,000, just went up on it because that puts me over $2 a mile, but, low weight. I was just trying to work with him just like he's trying to work with me. So we ended up getting it at 1950. I already knew Anderson Transportation is somebody who's worked with before, so I actually didn't have to check to see if their MC number registered with our factoring company. So I knew that off the top of my head, and that saves a step on my end. So their credit score is good, which means that they pay on time. That's what you're really checking for when you plug their MC number in. And it says all legal, no tarp, must be 40 for a hot shot. So it's probably just a bunch of metal equipment. Might be a little bit of a hassle to secure. Picks up at 2. Not really happy about it, but it's only going about 800 miles. So I know I can get there and still have a nice 34-hour reset is what I'm looking for. And I was looking to come around $2,000 towards the end of the weekend. And with the deadhead, it kind of calculates my fuel into the rate that I'm getting as well. So you just have to think about all that stuff. Not the best rate, but it is pretty decent. So I will definitely be happy with that, especially that I don't have to tarp it. But anyway, that's really it. That's how you book a load. It is currently 1:26, that you can see in the top of my screen. So I waited till after lunch, after seeing a whole bunch of loads. I almost booked one similar that was actually a really high tarp load. They said it was an 8-foot drop tarp. So I was like, nah, I don't really want that starting out. And it was heavy. So I'm trying to stay away from loads like that, to save the truck and, basically save my equipment because, we own it. We're not trying to, deal with warranty or anything like that. So other than that, you guys, hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to drop that question into the comment. We try to get to everybody. If we can, please like and subscribe. If you have any better ways that I can go about my delivery, I kind of just woke up from my nap when I started talking over the phone or start booking this load. So I wasn't really on the top peak of my game, but it worked out. So if anything, again, like I said, like and subscribe. I shout with me out. Y'all stay tuned, stay blessed. Peace.